our last day in Gold Coast and also the last episode in this series. This is our third and final day in Gold Coast, and we visited Warner Bros. Movie Studio on this day. Now, this is a theme park, and it's kind of like a Disneyland theme park, you know, just in that vein of theme parks. And I loved it so much. This might have been my favorite day there. First of all, it's generally just so much fun just walking through. It's like really aesthetic and cute. And secondly, the rides that we did take there were kind of fun. Well, they were fun, except for like that one ride that we waited 2 hours for and was kind of meh. But it was a very enjoyable day, and while my feet did hurt at the end, it was still like super fun and a really enjoyable feeling when your feet hurt after like a happy day of strolling around. Pretty much the only downside was the obnoxious amount of the US's flags there. Now, one of the things that I love about parks like this is that it's not just about the rides, which there are a lot of, but also they also have very long lines, so you can keep busy with other things like other shows and stuff, and also characters. So we did see Batman, we also saw Harley Quinn quite a lot, and also the Joker, and Catwoman. I'm not entirely sure if we saw anyone else. Marilyn Monroe, yeah. You'll just see these people like pop up through the video. And half of our group's first stop of the day was this stunt show, which was honestly kind of fun. There was also lizards there. They were kind of like under the rides. And the rest of our group actually were waiting on this ride while we were at the stunt show. And this ride looks terrifying to me. Like, they did urge me to go on it, but I didn't. My younger brother, though, did go on it, and it is insane. Like, I felt I was shaking in my boots on the ground, and I was probably more scared than he was when he was actually on the ride. He is scared of absolutely nothing. Honestly, I think in my family, the order of healthiest to least healthiest adrenaline rushes in my family is my dad, who is a great risk taker, but also not ridiculously out there. And then maybe me, where I take risks sometimes, but I'm not that much of a risk taker. I like to stick to what I know. My brother is absolutely fearless. He is Les Seraphiming right now. That is, in my head, dangerous. He's a little too carefree and not scared of anything at all, which I think is against survival instincts. And then my mom absolutely hates trying anything new, so that's just our little family. But after the rides and stuff, we wandered around here and there. I got on another roller coaster, and then we had lunch. I got a burger from the Gotham City Cafe, and while that was like the 5th burger of the trip, it was so good. And then we saw this like mini parade going through. Also saw Harley Quinn and the Joker around, so that was pretty cool. And then we just wandered about a little more. I think we went back into the kids section now. And no, actually, this is when we went into the kids section for the first time. I actually did not get a roller coaster earlier because the roller coaster that I got came now, and that was the Yosemite Sam's roller coaster that they have here. I would also like to commend how cleverly disguised some of the toilets in these theme parks are. Like, I find that really nice, where they can kind of blend a block of toilets into everything in its surroundings so that they don't lose that magic touch. And also, considering that there were thousands of people there and there was lines every time you had to go into the bathroom, they were decently clean, so I was shocked and pleasantly surprised by that. Considering that a lot of this day consisted of just waiting in lines and stuff, it is a little slow on the footage, but there was the parade and I was there to see it. And at this point I was lining up for the Scooby-Doo roller coaster thing, which I really wanted to do, but eventually we bypassed the line that was outside and then we got inside and there was an even longer line inside, and at that point I just gave up. So while I waited like 40 actually I think I might have waited close to an hour for the ride, I didn't actually end up going on the ride because I was just like, I felt like it was getting very late and I should probably explore a little bit more and enjoy the general atmosphere than wasting all my time waiting for a ride, which really does kind of suck. But other people from my group went on it and they did enjoy it. So instead of that, I chose to go to the Wild Wild West section, and this was so much fun because I just enjoyed walking around it. This was like the highlight of the trip, I feel like, and that is on top of everything. So it's kind of crazy to me. I just enjoyed the vibes of the place a lot. So I enjoyed the actually traversing the place and looking around more than I enjoyed the rides or the food even. And like in SeaWorld, they also had these human dryers here, which I honestly find super cute and adorable, so yeah. And at this point it started drizzling, and because while it was still warm out, it wasn't humid, this was like the best weather, and I was at my peak enjoyment for the day at this point. I was really enjoying myself. Also, at this point, the heat had kind of subsided for the day, and so had all the crowds. So, this ending hour or so, an hour and a half that we spent there was actually, I think, the best time where I could just walk around and there wasn't such a huge rush everywhere. Then we left to go back to Surfers Paradise, and by this time it was nighttime, and again it was like drizzling here and there, and it was really nice weather. We had dinner, and along with dinner I went to go get some bubble tea with my dad. And also, refrigerated thongs exist? But after that, the sky was like, nah, I'm not gonna drizzle anymore. And it actually started raining, and this was so beautiful. around, Rainy Surfers Paradise was the perfect and most calm ending to this trip. In Gold Coast, we did go to Sydney for the next day, but this was the perfect ending to our days in Gold Coast, and overall, I really enjoyed this holiday. I really needed it. This is my last year at school. Everything is really stressful, and considering that I'm now editing this in June, it has been a very tough year so far, and every time I think back on this trip, it really makes me feel a lot better, and it kind of like gives me strength to keep going, which I know sounds kind of weird, but it's just nice to have something to reflect back on and to be like, oh, something like this will await me once I finish this year. And I'm just really glad that I had the opportunity to go there. So I will see you in my next video, which will now not be a traveling video.